folks. Welcome back to the Grave Consequences podcast. I am Caleb B. That's where you can follow me on Twitter. Follow Greg at xmaserati. I don't know how to spell that, so we'll just put that in the description. Today, we were reviewing Season 1, Episode 20 of Lucha Underground. The show is titled The Art of War, so a little bit of Sun Tzu action there, if I'm not mistaken.
That's about it, though.
Man, I am so ready to talk about two matches on this card.
That's good, because there's one I don't care about.
The middle.
Yeah,
there's one I don't care about either. Same one.
Yeah, I found the one sentence I have about that match, so I'll have that ready when we get there.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great. Oh, by the way, playing us in again, and I get the suspicion that she was there for a set of tapings or maybe two sets of tapings, was the only Amandita. I probably added an extra E, but sorry. That's the house band playing us in. And I noticed on the intro, you may not have noticed it, but Vampiro was like especially hyped during the intro. That was kind of weird.
He starts getting more hyped for these bands. There's another one I think it's like Voodoo Glow Skull or something that shows up soon that he like just loves. He like the first couple bands he was okay with, but I know with this band and another band that will show up before season 2, he just geeks out for.
Yeah, absolutely. So starting us off hot and heavy, first match of the night. This is a rematch from several weeks back of a rematch of Angelico versus Son of Havoc. And I wrote down that Ivelisse was accompanying Son of Havoc, but she more or less led him to the ring. And there was one piece she was wearing that, like, okay, she's given presentation. It does kind of crack me up. She wore a bandana over her face to the ring.
She does that occasionally. I don't know if she did it for her match against Angelico before, but yeah, she does that I know she does that in AEW with Diamante a few times.
Yes. And dude, this again, just fast-paced action. We started off, Angelico hasn't even got to the ring yet. It's sort of like Phoenix did to Meal and Meal did to Son of Havoc, just dove. Oh my God. A spear and a dive to the outside from Son of Havoc to start us out. It was this match had everything. It even had Ivelisse, for some reason, yelling at her boyfriend as he has the advantage in the match.
Yeah, they went back to her telling him what to do as he's already doing it. And I don't know if you've ever been given instructions by someone, like say, for example, you're driving and you know where you're going and they keep telling you turn here, and you just look at them with like a look of death. Like, I swear to God, I will unbuckle your seatbelt and I will push you out of this moving car if you don't stop. That's how he felt.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. And that was basically the story of the match, because the action was good, but the story was even better. Let's see. Yeah. At one point, Son of Havoc is rubbing Angelico's face into the mat and then curb stomps him.
They got pretty brutal. Like, I know Havoc was pretty pissed at Angelico. Like, that's why the dive started off. He's tired of this feud. He just wants it gone and dead. And did you catch the spot where Angelico, and I think it was in the beginning, he does that Lucha Underground thing where they jump over the fucking turnbuckle.
Yes, I wrote that down. Oh my God, it's clean every time, dude.
Every single time. Like, it's never like, and that's the weird thing is, like, it's never scary. Like, you don't want it to be, but we've seen a lot of wrestling where, like, they almost hit the ropes or it looks a little iffy or they slip and they have to do something else. But no, they always cleared the whole turnbuckle. That's higher than the ropes, and it's smooth. And he landed into Havoc properly with a cannonball. Like, nothing went wrong. These guys are like from the Matrix.
Absolutely, I would agree. Ivelisse, she was on one tonight. Oh, and one point, also, Vampiro buried every female family member related to Ivelisse as well. I didn't write the line down, and I wish I had, but I'm sure it was something very misogynistic.
I know he was referring to her as a B word constantly through this match.
Yes.
And But Stryker did add some, and I know you like this, where he's like she wants her boyfriend to win because you win, you go higher up on the card, you make more money, you get a bigger purse, and I like
Yeah.
that because like how many wrestling shows have it so like okay they want to match whatever,
Yeah.
This is like just seasoning, like it doesn't really mean anything, but I just like it because it adds more stakes to it. And I like how they and it's realistic, like even it's outside of kayfabe. If you're just an opener on the card, you probably make less money than Stone Cold Steve Austin at the main event. So it's like it's real, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Oh, at one point, Matt Stryker says, "Who knows what birds are living in that beard?"
I missed that part, but there could be.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Son of Havoc is going up top to the top rope, and Ivelisse is still like yelling at him, like calling him stupid and everything. And Son of Havoc has just had it, so he grabs a mic, or he wrangles a microphone while he's still on the top rope, and he says, "I know," and it's super deep, totally not Matt Cross's real voice, by the way. He says, "I know why I've been losing my matches. It's because of you. Ivelisse, you are dumped." Nails the SSP, gets the win. The crowd explodes, man. And what makes it even better, I'm gonna let you in, but what makes it even better is after Son of Havoc leaves the ring, Angelico like makes another pass at Ivelisse and gets a roundhouse kick for it.
I like this part because I was getting a little because I didn't remember how the match ended, and he was taking so long, and then he pulls that mic out of his beard, and he starts he dumps her, and I'm like, man, is Angelico gonna lay there and take it? And he did. He Havoc went over and clean, as well as you can go over, and this was a hell of a redemption arc. Like it seemed weak and stupid, like we talked about this before. They didn't have all the stars they expected to when they started filming, so I think they had to use Havoc and Penta to build the other guys up. So I think they were smart enough to plan this whole redemption arc because it was kind of dumb. It was a dumb storyline, but the way it paid off was great. Like we got paid off more than we at least I feel that this paid off way more than the whole storyline was, besides the last match. Like it got way better as it went along.
Absolutely, I would agree. Absolutely. And I know where it goes. You know where it goes. Longtime viewers of Lucha Underground, they know where it goes. But if there is even one person listening to this show who is watching this for the first time, you will be amazed.
Yeah, keep
absolutely watching. 100%. Just keep watching. It's not over. The magic of Lucha Underground is far from over. So next up, we had a vignette where Dario Cueto, El Jefe, is in his office speaking to a new talent of sorts. He tells the guy like, "Hey, thanks for coming to the temple. Around here, you're not going to be held back in a tag team." I'm like, okay, well, who could it be? Blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, cut to Sean Hernandez from LAX is in the office.
Yeah, only thing I wrote down was Hernandez, LOL, and that, I felt like a Homicide deserves some more respect. Like,
yeah,
they were saying like he was held back, but TNA tried to push Hernandez as a singles act. So I don't. Yeah. It was a weird thing where they're throwing shade, but it was kind of like, all right, well, now you're just being kind of shitty because, he wasn't held back. They've tried to push that
Lucha Underground is like historically they were kind of shitty to TNA, and it's kind of funny that they ended up in a working relationship with the company that was TNA.
Oh, I didn't know. I'll have to keep an eye out for other digs that they make at TNA because this is the first time and it's been a while since I've watched it.
They have made 2 so far on screen because in like the first or one of the early episodes of the first season, and I brought it up on the show, but Ivelisse talks about like Son of Havoc wrestling midgets and whatever else, and says, if I wanted to be treated like a joke, I would go work in Nashville, referring to TNA wrestling.
Did it's Dick Joseph, right? What's his name? The writer.
Chris DeJoseph.
Yes, yeah,
DJ.
yeah. Did he have some heat with Impact? Did he have an issue with them? Because this is like in there.
I'm pretty sure DJ like never worked there. That's the thing. Like
he was wondering where this comes from. Maybe Stryker?
Maybe. I don't know, which is funny because Matt Stryker also works at Impact now. But
it just seems like these digs are, it's not just like for example,
these aren't playful.
No, they're not. And it's not like these, like on the Elite, being the Elite, like before they had AEW, they would take shots at WWE, but they didn't give a shit. They would take us at that time. They would have taken a contract. They were just being like NWO. They were just taking shots at everybody. Whereas this seems kind of personal.
Yeah. I mean? Yeah. Well, I mean, just to because we'll never bring it up on the show because it's non-canon in the confines of Lucha Underground. But you remember when the Hardys had their little broken tour where they win all these tag titles across the country, across the world even?
Yeah, and I remember they fought the Bucks. I saw one of their matches.
They did a match in Mexico. I think it was in AAA even, and they won a set of tag belts. And I think Marty Elias was the official, and Impact was going to air it on TV in its entirety. And they couldn't because Lucha Underground sent them a cease and desist because, hey, Marty Elias is a Lucha Underground employee. You can't show him on your TV. And that's not the first time that actually happened. I know we're getting in the weeds here, and I'll be out of it soon. But also, after the first season of Lucha Underground was over, MVP brought in Sean Hernandez to TNA to join the Beatdown Clan, if you remember that stable. Hardly anyone will. Anyway... Lucha Underground didn't quite know about it at first, and they kind of went behind Lucha Underground's back, which was stupid. Sean Hernandez said, hey, it's cool, but, they didn't vet the process. And they shot like a month worth of TV with Sean Hernandez prominently featured, and they had to, because they also got a cease and desist for that. This was before the Marty Elias thing. They also got a cease and desist for that. And what they would have to do is either entirely cut out segments where Sean Hernandez was in there, or if it's like a big ass like battle royal that they can't cut out, use trick photography and everything to keep him out of as many shots as possible. So again, there's a history there for sure.
Yeah, that's why I wrote the Hernandez LOL, because I didn't know if his whole thing here is ridiculous. Like the story you just told, it's so stupid. And
yeah. Also, spoiler alert, I guess, I don't think Hernandez is in the show past the first season.
He's not.
Okay.
I think it's because of what you just said. There's contract things. Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be, if I remember correctly, he wasn't supposed to be in Lucha Underground. Like he basically ended up with two contracts that both said exclusive to us. And whatever happened out of that, I don't know. But he kind of signed two exclusive contracts. And he actually, I think MVP tried to bring him in. And he actually made MVP look like an idiot.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And what's funny is I believe MVP, and again, I guess this is a spoiler alert, but not really, because they don't use him. He's not canon to the show. MVP actually filmed some matches for season 3 of Lucha Underground, if I'm not mistaken. And because he didn't respect the NDA that he signed, because he talked about it on a podcast, and he didn't go into detail. He wasn't like, hey, this is who wins the main event of Ultima Lucha. He just kind of brought it up like, hey, yeah, I shot some stuff in LA. And a day later, they're like, yeah, we're not going to use you.
These wrestlers, man, like you wonder why they sign. Like you hear them signing these shitty contracts, like maybe it's for WWE, maybe it's for Impact, and then you hear things like
for Lucha Underground,
maybe for Lucha Underground, like for 17 years, are Hernandez signing 2 contracts, or MVP not respecting the NDA. It's like, I hate reading legal documentation, but man, wrestlers do not have a good track record for legal documents. They do not.
No, they don't. They do not, for sure. Yeah, that's what we got out of the Hernandez segment. That's how much we care about Sean Hernandez in Lucha Underground. Next up, we got the bull rope match for the AAA Mega Championship. We got Alberto El Patron defending against the whole ass cowboy, Tejano. Ugh. What can be said about this match that couldn't be said about Vanilla Ice Cream?
Well, what I can say is something not about this match that's way more interesting. We actually had Vampiro telling 100% the truth in a statement.
No way.
Yeah. He says something. He says he wants to tell the truth, or he's trying to control what he says, so he says the right thing. And
my God, I wrote this down. Yeah.
Stryker says, "When do you ever worry about saying the right thing?" And he says, without hesitating, "When I'm talking to my mom."
That's great. That's great, and I love it. Oh, by the way, while mentioning AAA champions, and I think this was Vampiro, if I'm not mistaken, he was naming them off, and he name dropped El Macias, who works here. Yeah.
Wait, Mill was a AAA champion?
Yeah.
That's the same person?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
I was
Ricky Banderas. Yeah.
All right. I was hoping it was a different person.
Nope. Same guy.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, you'd have to do some research to actually know that. And maybe the people that are listening to this would do the research and know that. But either way. Oh, by the way, nothing doing match. Alberto won with an armbar over the ropes because, again, they're tied by bull rope. And I think the feud's over. I hope.
I think they might have some friction and maybe a match or two. Like they have a couple nothing matches, maybe if anything. I mean, the whole match was basically Patron being an MMA fighter, like a trained, in the gym fighter, versus Tejano, who is a street fighter with weapons. And the whole point of it was, every time Patron would get, would have the advantage, but because of the rules and because you can use weapons and a bull rope and a cowbell, it gave Tejano an incredible advantage where they couldn't put each other away, because every time Patron would start getting some strikes in or a submission in, Tejano would get like a cowbell and hit him with it, or start, hitting him with the rope, until, like you said, they got into the corner. And because of the rules, Patron was able to get him into a hanging armbar like a Suzuki does, Minoru Suzuki. And because there's no rope break, he had the tap. And it looked like a good armbar. It looked like there was some torque to it. So it was a good finish. But the match, it's hard to talk about it because it's just Tejano does nothing for me. So little.
Yeah. And Alberto so far does nothing for me as well. He may have been over in the temple at the time, but God, his stuff doesn't age well.
It's weird because there's so much energy in the match, and I'm into it for a second, but then it just dies, and I don't know what it is, because, like I said in the previous episode or two, but like when he was doing his promo, he's a great talker. He's one of those people where like he has like that asshole energy as a wrestler, kind of like CM Punk.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, either you want to see him kick some ass or you want to see him get his ass kicked. It's no in between, but you still want to see it. But Tejano is just not the guy.
Yeah, no, he's not the guy. He's not the guy you have feud with someone for the first time.
Mundo would be better. Puma would be better. Pentagon would be better, but it would be hard for them to put Penta over him so soon.
Say, that's the thing. You need a Rudo to go against Alberto, and you do need someone to do the job as well.
Yeah. And, I mean, a few episodes we said that the match with Havoc would have been fun. Who else do they have? Oh, Cuerno, but Cuerno, I can't say, why am I not able to talk? He just lost to Cuerno. He just lost to Mundo, so it's probably too soon for that.
Probably you don't want to beat him too much, man.
Mill just had a whole segment that he lost.
Mill's dead.
That's right. He is a dead man. I don't know. This is they're probably hurting from the fact that they didn't have everyone they had before. I mean, if they had kept Big Rick a heel,
that
would have worked.
Yeah, I get you. Although I'm glad Big Rick is a face. He was like, especially in that 3-on-1 match he was in, he was over with the Temple.
He was.
And I will not say any more on that regard, because if I do, I'll get into spoiler territory, like actual spoiler territory. Um, not main event time yet. We had a Conan and Prince Puma. Oh, pardon me, a Conan and Prince Puma vignette where Puma was boxing Conan's hands when Sean Hernandez shows up. Says, "Hey, what up, champ?" And I immediately got the vibe of Basura, if you will. Greg.
Yeah.
He's up to no good. I don't trust Sean Hernandez, man.
Well, I don't trust or like him. So, did you catch the part before this though?
Apparently not.
All right. So before the Tejano match was over, they show a scene where Stryker is like he's like dusting, he's like getting something off of him, and Stryker and Vampiro are looking at each other, and Stryker gives Vampiro a look of death.
Really?
Like I think somebody threw something at them at the announce table, because Stryker, like the editing, like you don't hear Stryker talk for a little bit, and then when they cut to him, it's just like he's just looking at Vampiro like he wants to kill him. And I don't think he was necessarily mad at Vampiro. I think he was mad that something happened and Vampiro wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I think a fan spilled something on him or something.
I was gonna say, do you think one of the marks threw beer at him?
I think so.
Wow, that's why you're the color guy. Oh my god, I've never spotted that, man.
The Muzzet just sent me something. He's writing an article, and apparently I missed the spot. I'm writing with him, so I got to do that once this is done.
Nice.
I got to hurry up and do that.
Nice. Hey, don't worry about it, dog. It's all good. Main event time. Boyle Heights Street Fight. Cage challenging Prince Puma for the Lucha Underground Championship. So first thing I noticed is Cage was wearing the Kinesio tape. Was he wearing that the last time we saw him?
Was it on his shoulder?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Interesting then. The grind of wrestling, that kind of thing can happen, I suppose.
I think they might wear it sometimes to be preventative too. If they know they're in for a big match, they might.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because Cage did take some bumps on that shoulder.
Yeah.
For sure. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, Dario Cueto showed up and showed us the new and improved Lucha Underground Championship, and it is beautiful. It really is, man.
Dude, it's like the other belt is like a toy compared to this one.
Exactly. Like in comparison, the old Lucha Underground Championship looks like the AEW Women's Championship, and that's not a compliment.
I don't even remember what that looks like, and I watch AEW.
It's a toy. It's a toy. It's small as hell.
I have to go back and watch it now because I don't like the TNT belt.
Really? Well, they're apparently about to debut a new TNT title, by the way.
I like the color scheme. It's just I don't like the TNT on it. I don't know. I'm very picky when it comes to belts.
I get you. I understand. Oh, by the way, and I don't think this is the first time we've heard it in the series. I swear we've heard it before. But Dario Cueto dropped his famous "Ring the bell" line, which I love.
Yeah, it's not the first time.
Okay, I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah, he's done it like when he starts a new match. Like, remember he started a match from last episode over because it wasn't. He started one of the matches recently where it ended in this DQ. He restarted it or something.
Yeah. It was Mundo and Cage for the title shot.
Okay, yeah. So and I don't think that's even the first time he done it. So I could be wrong, but I know he's done it at least once.
Yeah. So if I had 2 words to describe this match, I would say stunt brawl.
I would say street fight, because in Vampiro's words, a street fight is a street fight. Doesn't matter where you are. Vampiro, proving my point that Boyle Heights Street Fight is a stupid name for a street fight. Just call it a goddamn street fight.
Oh my God. See, the biggest reason, I don't like the name Street Fight. I mean, I do in terms of presentation, but there's nothing special about it because the match still has to end in the ring.
Does it? Is that the difference?
Yes. Oh. That's the difference between a street fight and a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Can you, if it weren't for the fact that you can't use, all right, like, so you can use a weapon in the ring though, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so the only thing different than a Boyle Heights Street Fight and a New Japan regular wrestling match is that in a New Japan regular wrestling match, you can't use weapons in the middle of the ring. But if you're outside the ring, you can use whatever weapons you want.
Jeez.
It's a common criticism some people have.
Man, that's the thing, though. That Japanese wrestling, that's like fetish stuff or whatever NWA champion Nick Aldis said.
If you want to go by things that Nick Aldis says, yes, you can do
Pardon me. I don't want to be disrespectful. The NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis.
There you go. Why stop when you can double down, right?
Exactly. Torture rack into a backbreaker on the knee. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes.
You could probably ended the match that way. I mean, you could probably legitimately. I mean, he's lucky he didn't legitimately break his shoulder. That was or was it it was a lung blower, excuse me. Yeah. It was awesome. Yeah. Cage can just throw people around.
Yeah. Man, why don't wrestling companies just give Cage all their titles?
They always push him to the top, but he doesn't ever really get the title with anybody. He's like the ultimate gatekeeper. That like every company has like the gatekeeper that never gets the title, but you are definitely not getting the title unless you beat him. And he's like second before the boss, and that's Cage.
Okay, to be fair, Cage did win the Impact World Championship.
Did he?
Just saying. Yes, he did. He beat Johnny Impact for it in April of 2019.
That might be. I can't think of any other titles because I don't know about MLW. I don't think he had any AAA titles that were. I don't think he had like the main AAA title.
No, he never did. Alberto kept beating him for it.
I don't think he had the Ring of Honor. So that might be the only real world title he had was the Impact one.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't consider the Impact World title to be a world title these days. So it's just a matter of opinion, I guess. Cage Pillmanized the throat of Prince Puma with a steel chair on the turnbuckle corner. And then he assaulted Conan. And by God, I marked out when he assaulted Conan because Conan is a dick.
He's a dick. I don't know why he's in the ring. It was supposed to be like his one-uppance on Cage, but like as I've said before, this should be about Puma and not Cage. And I have a feeling about that once we're at the finish to this match, but I didn't like this part.
Yeah, no, me either.
I mean, I like that he got his one-uppance, or I like that Conan took a bump, but I don't know. This was stupid. It takes away from Puma.
I agree. And what's worse is like this match is the end of the Prince Puma and Cage, or I guess the Conan and Cage feud, and it will never be revisited again. Oh my God. Puma killed Cage with the chair shot and then hit a suplex for 2. Puma then goes atop for the 630, but he waits way too long and misses. Cage killed Puma with a deep discus clothesline for just a 2 count, but still.
He does a 450 to the outside too, to Cage. It looked cool, but it's a dumb. I actually hate. Maybe it wasn't a 450. Maybe it was a shooting star, but I think it was a shooting star, and I don't like them to the outside because they're so dangerous.
Yes, and you literally can't win on the outside, so it doesn't, in a kayfabe sense, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well, shooting stars when someone's standing, I don't like. I didn't like it when Hangman would used to do that off the apron. Like he would run along the side, because I don't understand how the impact works. Like how it would actually be more devastating than doing a cannonball or even a crossbody. Like, and you're just risking landing on your neck and your head. So I hate that move. Mm-hmm. But I mean, props where props are due. It's an incredible feat of athleticism. So
yeah. Again, Cage only got a 2, and then he hits Weapon X, but doesn't go for the pin. What the hell? Okay, doesn't go for the pin. Hits multiple power bombs. The second is on a trash can. Why the hell is he not pinning him? Prince Puma is done for. You could win the title right here, right now. And Cage is slowly but surely cementing himself as the dumbest wrestler ever.
Yeah, they're telling the story where he could have beaten Puma. He has the ability to beat Puma. He's strong enough to beat Puma. Mm-hmm. And he's just stupid and doesn't go for it. Like he did the one thing that I liked where Puma was on the turnbuckle and he just pushed him off. It's a basic, simple move, but it looked awesome. And then we get to this part where he's just, I had the exact same thought. He did the Weapon X. I was like, oh shit, I don't remember him winning this. And instead of going for a pin on a dead Puma, he starts punching him, like you said. He starts doing other slams to him. It's just so weird. It was to set up what I'll let you continue, but where it goes from there, it just makes it even look more stupid.
Well, thank you, I guess. I mean, this match broke my heart. Even going in knowing the outcome, it broke my heart, as the Cage was the first guy who really stuck out to me when I was watching Lucha Underground the first time. But here we go. Cage is calling out all of Boyle Heights. I wrote down here, next thing in my notes, what the fuck? Hernandez then distracts Brian Cage to allow Conan to hit Cage with the cane. Conan got his get back on him. Puma hits the 630 and he gets the win. Prince Puma is still the Lucha Underground champion because Brian Cage is stupid. Yeah,
they made Cage look stupid but strong, and they made Puma look like an accessory to Conan, which I didn't like.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because here's what was the strategy? To have Hernandez distract him so you can hit him with his cane. That's a genius move. Like, that's so genius. I've never seen a wrestling manager distract someone to hit them with a foreign object. You know what I mean? Like, I guess all those chess matches and, outside with other people made you so smart that you came up with this.
It really paid off, Bobby Fischer.
It was just dumb. Hernandez is dumb with contracts. Conan is not a genius. He's not an original genius when it comes to winning matches. And, Puma looks like a child, kind of.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
He's like the little kid who was outside the house that was on fire, that was given the little plastic firefighter helmet. And he's being told, you helped put it out too, Puma.
It's so stupid. They spent how many weeks with Conan promos instead of Puma?
Jesus Christ, like at least 3, maybe 4.
3. So I'm glad they got Conan over. I really am.
Yeah. It's done it's doing wonders for the product, that's for sure. That old ass can barely walk Conan is over.
It's like I don't understand why they couldn't focus on Puma. Or, you know what, if you don't have vignettes for Puma, don't make vignettes. Just have him do a match. It's fucking Ricochet. Have him do his flippy shit. Like, everybody likes Ricochet. Everybody. Even people who don't like flippy shit like Ricochet.
Exactly. It's so easy, but yet so hard for them.
He's supposed to be the ace right now.
Yeah.
This is not what an ace looks like.
This is full on, like, this is 100 times worse than, you remember when Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble?
The one that everyone booed him because it was supposed to be Daniel Bryan, or
yes, the only one that he won, yeah.
I don't watch it. I just know the controversies, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Either way, again, kid gloves, firefighter with a plastic helmet, The Rock raising his hand. It's like, oh, you helped too. You did such a good job. This is that times 100.
it's. I mean, we're harping on something that happened like how many years ago, and it doesn't matter now. But
5, almost 6 years ago, but still.
it's just, I don't know how you. I don't know how this makes any sense. Like, why?
It doesn't.
Why does Conan need vignettes? Why did he need to get revenge? What was their revenge for?
Mhm.
For Cage beating? Cage beat the shit out of a lot of people that night. Why is Conan the
Yeah.
one that deserves revenge?
Exactly.
You know what? If fucking Conan had like a remote control that lifted like the ceiling to the temple and the sun was in his eyes, Cage's eyes, and he got distracted and Puma pinned him that way, that's an actual fucking Art of War combat strategy of making sure that the sun is always in your opponent's eyes, like knowing where the sun rises and making sure it's to your back. That's an actual Art of War thing. What is there an Art of War article where it says get your boy Hernandez to show up and distract him, then hit him with your stupid cane? Like, is that a fucking Art of War strategy? Like, dude, you know me, one of my favorite matches is the one with where Colt gets distracted when Dick Justice serves him his subpoena and he gets rolled up. It's fucking stupid, but it's supposed to be stupid. This is not supposed to be stupid, and it's dumber.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I love it. This is right up there with the multi-level marketing match.
That's genius. Whoever can.
That actually is genius. Yeah, Sun Tzu would be proud.
You could do a whole show on that. You could have a.
Mhm.
I mean, that would be, and you could actually have it the match end, and then the season goes by, and you get your points throughout the season, and then the winners with the most points fight.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I love it. Guys, we will have this gimmick fully fleshed out before the end of the first season. Don't you worry.
Probably sooner.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've harped enough on Conan and his dumbass cane and his dumbass didn't raise the roof of the temple plan. But let's rate the show. And I will go first real quick. Or actually, I'll let you go first because there's a train coming by right now and I know you can hear it.
Shit. I don't 6. I'll give it a 6.
Just a 6 out of 10. That's fair.
I mean, I really like the Havoc
go...
match. Like, I like the Havoc match, and that's it.
Okay. See, I really liked the first match, and I liked aspects of the main event. And
yeah, me
for
too.
that reason, I'm actually going to go 7 on this one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like, I mean, I went on that rant for a reason. Like, I was waiting. I didn't remember it. I was like, okay, I wonder how Conan's going to outsmart him because they've given me 3 vignettes about it. Mm-hmm. He's swinging his cane. They're not talking about Puma, so maybe something really clever happens. And the moment we saw Hernandez in Cuarto's office, I was like, oh God, I remember. It's not smart. It's just a typical distraction. I mean, think about it. How many people had to help Puma win? Hernandez,
2.
Conan.
2 people, yep.
You know, it makes Cage look strong, but he also makes him look dumber than the Hulk. You know, like does he not know how to pin somebody? Like he had Puma beat.
Yes.
And I think he did like a couple moves after the Weapon X. Like, that's your finishing move. What are you doing afterwards?
Yeah, he hit the Weapon X, and then he started pummeling him with punches. Then he hit 2 power bombs. The second one on a trash can. Definitely pin him right then and there. Don't go outside and trash talk the crowd and trash talk Hernandez. You have nothing to gain yet. Just win the title and take care of business.
It's just the worst, man. It's just the power bombs were dope though. I love the power bombs.
Yes, absolutely. Especially the second one.
Oh my God, he killed him.
Yeah. Oh man. Gee. We still love Lucha Underground, even if, you know, they do have some faux pas here and there. But we still love it. That's why we do the show. And let's see. Yeah, I guess we can get out of here, right, man?
I don't think there was a closing vignette.
I didn't write one down in my notes, and usually I'm pretty good about it, so I don't think there was either.
And I didn't write anything either. I think it was a clean ending.
I think it was just Prince Puma celebrating in the ring.
I think you're right. Yeah, it was. It was Conan celebrating, and I'm not even exaggerating. It was Conan celebrating, and Puma be going like, "Hey, did we do it, Dad?" And I mean, do you remember Puma was like hunched over, like barely surviving, and Conan has his hands in the air.
God.
It was such
Yeah.
a dumb. I can't wait for Conan to leave, and I love Conan. Like,
yeah,
you know, listen to his podcast. I like him as a wrestler when he was wrestling. I love the Tequila Sunrise, but my God, my God.
All right. Hey, folks, before we get out of here, remember, if you love hearing my lovely tones, you can listen to me every Wednesday night after NXT and Dynamite. I'm on a podcast called Eddie and Caleb's Hero Cast. We review superhero movies. By God, we're into 97 at the date of recording. I don't know exactly what's going to drop the day before this episode, but whatever. You'll see. I'll plug it on Twitter.
It's the second best Caleb podcast.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. I think it's more of a 1A, 1B situation. I also do on the side, this is more fun, more just kind of banter. It's me and a good friend, Matt C. We'll just go with for now. He wants me to kayfabe his last name. We basically kind of banter about wrestling and sports and whatever comes to mind about once a week. It's called, and this is a shout out to Dwayne Johnson, if you will. The show is called It Doesn't Matter What We Call This. That's another podcast I do. It's pretty low maintenance, but we have fun there. We talked at the date of recording. We talked baseball for like a solid 30 minutes. And I know that doesn't interest a lot of people these days, but we had fun for sure. Folks, remember, some may tell you that we are not the best podcast out there, but some would be wrong. And remember, sometimes when you are wrong, there's nothing more and nothing less than grave consequences.
And Hernandez.